Christmas is coming next week, and during the holiday season, restaurants miss around 66% of all incoming calls. For busy restaurant, that's around $75,000 in lost Christmas bookings in just 2 weeks. And here's the problem, 85% of those customers will never call back. If you miss a call, your customers are going to your competitors instead. But what if you can have a system that can actually check your OpenTable availability in real time, answer questions about your Christmas menu and table availabilities, and send customers a direct reservation link through SMS, all automatically 24/7, even when you're slammed with a packed dining room. Hi, my name is Chen, and for the past year, we've been working with a $250 million restaurant chain in North America with over 200 locations to build similar systems. Today, I'm going to show you how to build a complete AI Christmas booking assistant using OpenTable. Not just the voice part where the YouTube gurus show you to link all the different Google Calendars and Google Sheets, which you'll never use, but a real system that can check OpenTable live availability, handle your Christmas menus questions, and handle bookings all automatically. First, I'll show you a full demo. Then, I'll show you how to build it step by step. And if you want this implemented before Christmas, you're welcome to use the link in the description to book a free discovery call with me and my team. If you're new to this channel and don't know who I am, my name is Chen. I'm an Oxford postgraduate and a Voiceflow certified expert. And for the past year, we've been running my own AI company, Legacy AI, where we've been implementing various chat and voice AI agents like the one you see in this video to different restaurant chains, franchises, service brands, and schools and resorts, etc. Without further ado, let's get straight into the video.
Hey there! Thanks for calling Mayfair Kitchen. I'm Amy. How can I help you today?
Hey, yeah, I'm just wondering, do you guys do Christmas dinner, like on the Christmas day? Christmas lunch, sorry.
Oh, we do. We're doing a really special Christmas Day festive feast. It's a 5-course menu, 155 quid per guest, and includes a glass of Moet and Chandon Brut on arrival.
Okay, interesting. I guess what kind of food do you guys do? Because I guess because we're coming with a family of 5, so there's 6 of us in total, and my granddad and my grandma they're both very more traditional, so they definitely want some turkey. Do you guys have that?
It's a mix of our signature Japanese and Italian dishes, but the main course has a black Norfolk roast turkey with Manuka honey glazed parsnips. It really is the best of both worlds.
Interesting. Okay, then I'm guessing what availabilities do you have for Christmas Day? When do you have any time, date that's available?
Let me just check the live calendar. Yes, I do have a prime table available at 12:30 p.m. for 6 people. Does that work for you?
Yeah, that works perfectly, actually.
Brilliant. I'm sending you a secure link to your mobile to complete your booking now. Just follow the instructions.
Yep, I got it. I think I just got it from here.
Great. Is there anything else I can help you with regarding the reservation?
No, that's it. Thank you very much. So the settings is we were going to be using OpenTable. So if you didn't know, OpenTable is basically a booking and reservation system, very common reservation system for restaurant. So as you can see, you can have all the different plans here for Christmas, New Year festival, but honestly, any restaurants that you can think of, they're probably on Airtable, essentially. This is for the UK, by the way. So you can actually search for the restaurants and number of people, and then you can try to book it this way. So in our example, in this demo, now I'm going to be using Mayfair Kitchen, which is one of the Japanese restaurants in London, actually. So there's the Christmas festive set menu, Christmas Day, course best feast, for example. This is Christmas Day lunch. These are the follows and different reviews, etc. So technically, if you look at the bookings, you can go to, let's say, 25th, and you can find different time slot to see if there's available. You can see there's the slot for 12:30 for Christmas lunch, right, etc. So this helps people actually book restaurants using this OpenTable system, essentially. And that's what we're going to be using today. So in the build, we're going to be using Voiceflow, of course, and we'll be using an agent right from here called the Christmas Booking Agent. Let's look at the kind of what we're doing so far. So again, you are Mary, a super friendly restaurant waitress for Mayfair Kitchen in London, right? You have a tone, you have a personality. And these are the different set of data that the agent should have access to. So essentially what we're going to be doing is we're going to be calling a very specific API called a scraper, essentially using Amplify, which is basically a way to scrape the information of any restaurants basically in the OpenTable system. So if a restaurant is in the OpenTable system, you can just use this specific software to basically scrape all the information about that restaurant, and then you can inject all the data within our AI agent, right? So for example, it will have the restaurant context from the restaurant description to explain the cuisine style for this specific restaurant. It will have access to information like opening hours, right? Exactly when they're open for lunch or dinner. The offers, any specific Christmas or festive pricing or Christmas offers that are available right now, it can be accessed through the offers data. It also, of course, should have access to the menu. So when customers ask questions about the specific menu, they should be able to answer that with that data. And lastly, the most important one is live availability. So basically, it contains a list of all the bookable times at a specific requested date, right? So it will check for the available slots that will be fetching directly, right, from here, from the OpenTable system back to the AI agent, and we'll have access to that. So let's have a look at the conversational flow. So it will be say, hey, thanks for calling Mayfair Kitchen. This should be Mary, actually. This is Mary speaking. How can I help you today? And then the user will say something, of course. And then once the user asks questions, for example, what menus do you guys have? What offers do you have? What are the dates and time you're available for? Then it will call the get data to call once, which is this specific to call. So maybe I can dive into it a little bit more first. So it is just an API call. So we're using this tool to initially to extract all the related data about Mayfair Kitchen. So you can now use this data to answer customer's question. So again, it has the menu, opening hours, offers, and availability. And by the way, if you don't know, the way to do that is basically plus, and you just press on API call. Within this API call, we're using something called Appify. So to show you that, we'll be going to appify.com. If you didn't know, Appify is basically a site that contains a bunch of scrapers, what they call actors. So an actor is basically a tool that you can call to collect certain information and certain data that you want and push it to somewhere else. So in this case, we're using the OpenTable actor. And you can see that to access it, is you can click on API endpoint, click on run actor synchronously and get data set items, copy this URL, and basically just paste it here. So what this actually does is you need to specify what kind of information you want to scrape, right? So if you click on input JSON, you can just copy the entire thing and paste it inside this body. So let me kind of explain what this does. So you don't really need to worry too much about this. You just have to specify these. But basically, the most important data that you can have is the start URLs. So the specific URL for this use case is the link, right? So the opentable.com/our/the restaurant name. Now, if you go back to this specific restaurant, you can see this opentable.co.uk, Open Mayfair Kitchen, London 3, right? This is each restaurant within OpenTable here will have a very specific URL. This is the URL that we're going to be scraping in using this specific actor, essentially, or scraper if you want. So essentially, that's where we will have the Mayfair Kitchen London, right, inside this URL. And if you run this API, you will basically get a bunch of information. So let me just quickly run this now. So now, as you can see, it returns a bunch of information, right? So if you know from earlier, I kept on saying menus, offers, description, right? So you have the description tag, which basically gives you the information about this specific restaurant, right? And you have the hours, which we specified before, which contains all the opening hours. That's how the agent know what the opening hours are. And if you go Control F and I just click on offers, if I go down a little bit, availability. So let's talk about availability first. So availability, you can see all these availabilities that it has access to. By the way, you can specify when do you want the start date, but that doesn't really matter. This is just for review start date, just something to note. This basically check all the availability slots that it has from today onwards. So you can say, for example, today is 15th of December. 15th of December, it has this slot available, right? You have a specific ID for that specific slot. And you can just go down, and you can check all the different availability slots. Essentially, I'm not going to go through all of it because it's going to be a big list of available slots. And similarly, that's how you can actually check for like menus and any specific data related to this restaurant. And actually, if you check the Amplify, it actually shows some better kind of results. So if you go to yes, I agree, you go to the output and you go on table view, it actually allows you to see all the results a little bit better. So it has the availability right here. It has the cuisines data. It has, if you scroll here, you have the dining areas if you want. Let's see what else it has. Information on it has the operation hours. We talked about this already. Scroll down, it has the menu. This is what we want to talk about, the menu items here. All the different food that it has access to, like all the different menus. And also, it will have access to the offers, as you can see. This is the festive set menu offer, etc. So you will know exactly what this restaurant has different offers, right? So yeah, so this is kind of specifically all the meta information about the specific restaurant you will have access to. And now, if you go back to the agent, you have the menu, you have the hours, you have the offers, and you have the availability slots just from the scraper. Then, what you do basically is use this core ones, check the offers data for the Christmas Day event, summarize the price per person, and you basically mention the type of restaurant or cuisine in the restaurant description that you just got. If the user asks what's on the menu, obviously use the menu data that you just got to answer the questions. Same with the opening hours. For the booking details, you need to ask basically what's the group size, basically the amount of guests, the booking date, and the booking time. Now, since you already have the availability slots, you can just cross-reference the booking date and time with the availability slots. And if the time is available, you say so. If not, you also say so. And basically, because you have access to all the available slots, you can then suggest, the AI can then suggest all the other available slots that are available so the user knows when. Now, this is the most important part. After suggesting the availability and cross-checking, we also need to send a booking link directly to the user's phone number. And how do we do that is actually use the generate booking link tool. And the way that we do that is actually a piece of custom code. The agent collects the booking date, the time that the user wants, and the amount of guests. And we use this tool to generate a dynamic deep link the user can click on and book a reservation. So if we just click on that, you can see there's an entire function here using JavaScript to basically reverse engineer what the link should be. The reason why is because every single OpenTable booking link has a very structured, has an internal logic on how the link should be. So it has a base URL. The link itself also depends on the booking date and the booking time. It depends on the location, which is UK, which is the number of, it also depends on the number of guests, etc. And using the reverse engineering, using code, we can actually reconstruct this specific dynamic booking link specific for the user. So let me try this out. If I say, let's say I want to use, let's say 25th of December, my booking time is 12:30 in the afternoon, and the number of guests is 6. So you can see that the payment link output variables, it will generate a very specific payment link. If I just kind of copy this specific link, let's see if I can copy it this way. Boom. If I just copy this and I paste it here, you can see it takes me to the right restaurant. It takes me to the correct date. It also takes me to the correct time and the correct number of people. And you can just click on find the table in order to actually do the booking. So this is actually the booking link that will send them through the SMS. And after this two call has been successful with the payment link, then we run the send SMS to call that we've done for a couple of videos now. Basically, we're using Twilio, which is a service provider, so it's telephony service provider basically, to essentially able to send messages from a virtual phone number to the customer's phone number essentially. So we would basically trigger this tool to send a generated booking link with the body, with the payment link variables that we just generated using this specific function, right? And this is pretty much it. After you generate the payment link, you send the SMS, and then that's it. That's the entire conversational flow, right? So this is the end-to-end flow. So yeah, hopefully this is quite a short one. Hopefully you guys, if you're a restaurant owner, you can actually take advantage of this right now to actually suggest, like actually take the phone calls 24/7, but also to do this properly, because I'm not like an OpenTable API partner, this is kind of the informal way of doing this. The formal way of doing this is that you can use something like make.com, and you can use the official tools, for example, book a time slot, you can get a reservation, you can also create a connection, create a reservation, but you will need to input all these data only if you are a partner with OpenTable, if you're a restaurant. Unfortunately, I'm in a restaurant, so I can't use this, but just to show you the capability of what an AI agent can achieve, I'm using an informal API. So yeah, hopefully this helps. If a restaurant owner wanting to implement this before Christmas, you need to take advantage of this quickly. Use the link in the description to book a free discovery call with me and my team will basically implement this within 7 days before Christmas, essentially. And if you enjoyed this kind of content, remember to like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, hopefully this one is a good one, and I'll see you in the next one.